Well, just moments ago, the U.S. military announced it seized an oil tanker associated with Iran as the world faces a massive energy crisis. It's time for the Streamline, everything you need to know in 10 minutes or less. All of this comes following the release of this dramatic new video showing Iranian forces seizing 2 cargo ships. Iranian state television shows masked soldiers climbing to the deck. You saw them searching the ship with guns drawn. The White House downplaying the seizures, saying they do not violate the indefinite ceasefire. But dozens of oil tankers are now stuck outside the strait. A new report shows it could take months to reopen the critical shipping lane, even if a deal is reached. Peace talks remain stalled. Iran refuses to negotiate until the U.S. lifts its blockade on Iranian ports. When asked when the war might end, President Trump said there was no time frame. And despite the ongoing U.S. naval blockade, Navy Secretary John Phelan is out. The Pentagon did not give a reason for his sudden departure. Sources told ABC that Phelan was reportedly given the option to resign or be fired. They say he had previously clashed with War Secretary Pete Hegseth. Phelan had no prior military experience. He did visit San Diego last year, meeting with sailors on the USS Somerset. Navy Undersecretary Hung Cao will take over as acting secretary. All of this uncertainty keeps gas and oil prices high, with airlines making more moves to cover costs. United is cutting some flights this summer and raising fares by as much as 20%. The airline CEO says that prices likely will not come down even if oil prices decline. And we are seeing gas prices tick up again. Nationally, the average price for a gallon of regular is $4.03. That's up 1 cent overnight. Here in San Diego County, gas prices jumped up 3 cents. It's now $5.89.
The Senate's closing in on a deal to reopen the Department of Homeland Security. After more than 6 hours of overnight voting, lawmakers passed a budget plan to fund ICE and Border Patrol, giving them $70 billion. The final vote on this was 50-48, with 2 Republicans and every Democrat voting against that measure. Republicans, though, used a special budget process to pass the bill with a simple majority. The money becomes a bit of a workaround to fund parts of Homeland Security. The department has been shut down for 69 days as Democrats say they won't support any new funding for DHS without major reforms to ICE tactics. The House still has to approve the budget framework. California's law requiring federal immigration agents to wear identification has been blocked by a federal appeals court. The Trump administration argued that the law illegally allowed the state to regulate the federal government. The court agreed. The California legislature passed that law last year in response to the immigration crackdown by masked ICE officers who wore no badges or IDs. This latest ruling will likely be appealed. And hundreds of Afghans who helped the U.S. during the War on Terror may now be deported to the Democratic Republic of Congo. President Trump halted their U.S. settlement. ABC 10 News reporter Laura Acevedo spoke with the leader of a San Diego-based advocacy group who calls this plan insane.
Advocates for Afghan allies say that sending these refugees to the Democratic Republic of Congo is not only dangerous, but it also breaks a promise the U.S. made to them years ago.
This is a great American injustice.
After news of the Trump administration's plan to send 1,100 Afghan wartime allies to Congo, a quick response from people like Sean Van Diver, the president and founder of Afghan EVAC, a San Diego-based group that supports Afghan refugees.
This is not a plan. This is a heinous abdication of our American values and a heinous abdication of our American responsibility.
Van Diver says he started hearing of the plan from political aides and organizations with ties to the State Department. The 1,100 refugees are currently in Qatar. They were evacuated from Afghanistan for their safety, waiting for resettlement in the U.S. President Trump halted the U.S. resettlement program for Afghans last year. The refugees are people who worked with and supported U.S. military members during the war against the Taliban. The group includes their family members and more than 400 children.
It is a bad plan. It is bad for our long-term national security. Nobody's ever going to trust us again. It is bad for the safety and security of the mostly women and children who are stuck at Camp Asilia.
Van Diver argues sending these U.S. allies to Congo is just as bad as sending them back to Afghanistan, and says the U.S. has to keep the promise it made to resettle them here for being allies during the war.
These folks have believed in the idea of America, and that's the crazy part. They still believe in us. They still believe in veterans. They still believe in the American people.
Wednesday, the State Department said it's working to identify options to voluntarily resettle the refugees in a third country, but didn't confirm what countries. Laura Acevedo, ABC 10 News.
3 political candidates are in hot water for betting on their own elections. They've been suspended from the prediction market platform Kalshi. It's accusing them of a kind of insider trading. Virginia Senate candidate Mark Moran was fined $6,000. He said that he made the bet to prove how easy it was for wealthy donors to manipulate the market.
You can buy an election for the low price of whatever it takes to move a market, because then the media reports on that market.
The 2 other politicians being kicked from Kalshi are congressional candidates Ezekiel Enriquez of Texas and also Matt Klein of Minnesota. They were fined for their trades. There is now a growing push in Washington and several states to regulate these platforms, but the Trump administration is defending the markets. The president's son, Donald Trump Jr., serves as an advisor for Kalshi. And there is new concern this morning over funding cuts to medical research. Health Secretary Robert Kennedy Jr. faced some tough questions from lawmakers on Capitol Hill over the cuts to the National Institutes of Health. It impacts research for both cancer and Alzheimer's disease. Kennedy says he doesn't want to cut the programs, but he says the government's enormous debt requires it. The New York Times reports that another $500 million in research funding might go unused. That's because of a lack of staff to process these grants.
It's that time of year when students are receiving their financial aid awards for colleges like City College. We checked in with experts who share ways you can cover any leftover costs.
My parents didn't know anything about college. They hadn't even graduated high school. Therefore, it was very difficult trying to see what I was going to do after high school.
For Andrea Donna, getting into college was only half the battle. The biggest hurdle for her was figuring out how to pay for it. She had gotten accepted into San Diego State and was given some financial help, but not enough to cover everything.
They got enough for me to cover my tuition, but not really anything other than that. So that's when I started to look at scholarships, maybe even loans.
Which is a decision many high school seniors are now facing as financial aid award acceptance deadlines are approaching. According to collegeboard.org, the average tuition fees for in-state tuition at a 4-year public university is just under $12,000 per year, while tuition at a 4-year public out-of-state university is near $32,000. If you're looking at a junior college and you live in state, the average cost for tuition is close to $4,000 a year. If you live out of state, the cost is just over $8,000 a school year. Across the board, costs vary depending on the state and type of school. Andrea says navigating the financial aid process was overwhelming, so she relied on her high school counselors and advisors for help.
It's important to understand the costs and the risks.
Thomas Holcomb is the program manager for Reality Changers, a nonprofit that helps first-generation college students through college and career planning. He says students should look carefully at their financial award letter and make sure they understand what they're offering. Next, he says map out how much your expected costs will be, thinking about expenses such as housing, food, and books. The average cost for books and supplies is about $1,300 a year. If you live on campus, the average cost for housing is under $13,000 a year, with off-campus housing reaching close to $15,000 a year.
Financial aid award letters, you want to look and see what is the net gap. So ideally, you want to get it down as low as you possibly can to make, affording higher education possible, right? So then if you don't have that, what do? Then you can turn to loans, financial additional options like grants and scholarships, outside foundations.
Thomas says if you're looking at getting a student loan, make sure you know what the repayment options are. Because if your loan goes into default, there are a number of new changes that can impact more than just your credit score.
Can affect your hiring and getting a job. It can affect your wages. They can garnish your wages. Also can affect your equity and your housing and opportunities. So really, it's important to understand the costs and the risks.
And when it comes to scholarships, Thomas says students should start applying as soon as they get into high school because there's a lot of money up for grabs.
Opening up an external website, and the ones that we recommend where you can get external scholarship is like FastWeb, Niche.com, Ungo. All three of those are great sites that have been vetted, that have a lot of robust scholarships.
Tips, Andrea says, has set her up for success as she works towards her goal of getting her bachelor's in political science. Marie Cornell, ABC 10 News.
Now, the eyes of the football world will be on Pittsburgh this week. Starting today, the first round of the NFL draft is tonight, and you can see the massive setup across 2 locations for the draft. Indiana quarterback Fernando Mendoza is widely expected to be the #1 pick. You can watch the draft right here on ABC 10. Coverage begins tonight at 5 p.m., followed by a special edition of ABC 10 News. That's your ABC 10 News Streamline. Everything you need to know in under 10 minutes.